Hello and welcome back to our course that is Human Resource Management, Employee Management and Practices. Here we are going to study Unit 1 that is Talent Acquisition and Onboarding in Employee Life Cycle, and this is part 3 of that unit. In previous part we have studied on various points such as overview and significance of human resource management, strategic role of human resource management, and recruitment, where we studied meaning, definition, and modern methods of recruitment. In this part, we are going to focus on selection. In next part, we'll focus on onboarding and induction and emerging recruitment technologies. So in this part, that is selection part, we are going to study process, method, key factors influencing selection decision. In our previous lecture we have learned about recruitment. We understood that recruitment is a process of attracting the candidate to apply for the job. Now let's move towards the next important topic, that is selection. Have you ever wondered what happens after hundreds of people apply for the job? Does company hire everyone? The answer is no. Company carefully evaluates all the applicants and choose one of the best and most suitable candidate for the job. This process is called as selection. Now the question arises is, what is selection? Selection here is a process of choosing most suitable candidate from the group of applicant who have applied for the job. In simple word, selection means selecting the right person for the right job from many applicant. Here the main objective of selection is to ensure that the organization hire a candidate who has required knowledge, skill, attitude, ability to perform the job effectively. So let's understand with the example. Imagine a company advertised 10 vacancies for the post of sales executive. After a few days, 500 candidates submit the applicant. Now, the company cannot appoint all the 500 applicants, so HR begins the selection process. First, the applications are checked, then suitable candidates are called for the test and interview. Finally, only 10 candidates who perform best are selected. This entire process of choosing the best candidate is called as selection. So why the selection is important? Selection is important because it helps to hire right person for the right job, improve employee performance, increase productivity, reduces the turnover, save recruitment and training cost, and build skilled and efficient workforce. When the right person is selected, both employee and organization get benefited. So selection is one of the most important function of human resource management. While recruitment attract many applicants, but selection ensures that organization hires the candidate who best matches the job requirement. A fair and systematic selection process improves organization performance and help to build a talented workforce. Now we have understood the meaning of selection. Let's look how famous management experts have defined the term selection. These definitions are important because they are frequently asked in university examination. So try to understand the meaning rather than just memorizing them. So let's begin the first definition. Edwin Flippo. The first definition is given by Edwin Flippo, a well-known human resource management expert. He defines selection as a process of choosing from among the applicant the individual best suited for the particular position. Now let's understand this definition by a simple example. Imagine company receives 500 application for the position of marketing executive. Out of 500, only one or two candidates have exact qualification, skill, experience and personality required. The company carefully evaluate all the applicants and finally select the person who is best suited for the position. This is what exactly Edwin Flippo means by selection. In the simple word, Evelyn Fever says that selection means choosing the most suitable candidate from the group of applicant for the specific job. Second definition is given by Yoder, another famous management expert. He defines selection as a process in which candidates are divided into two classes: those who are offered employment and those who are not. This definition focuses on decision-making process. During selection, every applicant goes through different stages such as screening, written test, interview, background verification, medical examination, and at the end of these stages, candidates are divided into two groups. The first group include the candidate who have successfully completed all the stages and receive job offers, and second group includes the candidate who are not selected because they do not meet organization requirement. So according to Yoder, selection is a process of deciding who is hired and who will not be hired. Now let's understand our next point, that is selection process. So we will see step by step how the selection process is carried out. First, let's see the selection process. Selection process is carried out in 8 different steps. The first one is preliminary interview, second one is receiving application, third is screening application, fourth is preliminary test, fifth is employee interview, sixth is checking references, seventh is medical examination, and eighth is final selection. The selection process consists of 8 important steps. Each step helps the organization to identify most suitable candidate. So let's understand each step one by one. So the first step of selection process is preliminary interview. After company advertise a job, many candidates apply. However, not all candidate meets the basic requirement. So HR conduct a short interview or initial screening. The purpose is to check whether the candidate has minimum qualification, skill and experience required for the job. So these steps save the time by removing unsuitable candidate early. For example, imagine a company is hiring an accountant. The minimum qualification required is BCom degree. If someone has completed only 12th standard, they do not be considered. So they are eliminated during preliminary interview itself. Today, many companies use AI chatbots, online screening tools for this stage. Some companies even use gamified recruitment, where candidates solve games or coding challenge to demonstrate their skill. Second step is receiving applicant. Candidate who pass the preliminary interview fill out the application form or submit their resume. The application consists of the details like personal information, qualification, work experience, skills, certification, hobbies, interests. This standardized information helps HR to compare candidate fairly. For example, suppose TCS is recruiting software engineers. All applicants complete the same online application form, making it easier for HR to compare them objectively. So, third step is screening application. HR receive all the application. Candidates are shortlisted based on education qualification, experience, technical skills, job requirement. Only the candidate who match the company's requirement proceed towards next stage. Nowadays, many companies use applicant tracking system to screen the resume. For example, bank receive 2000 application for 20 vacancies. After screening, only 200 candidates are shortlisted for second round. This is called as screening of the application. So next, fourth step is preliminary test. This steps helps to measure candidate abilities. Different types of tests are included. For example, aptitude, intelligence, technical, personality, emotional stability test, so that company can choose best candidate. For example, if Emphasis recruits software engineer, candidate first complete online coding test before attending the interview. Seventh step is employment interview. This is one of the most important stage in selection process. Here, the employer interact directly with the candidate. The interview helps to evaluate communication skill, subject knowledge, confidence, leadership qualities, problem solving scheme, teamwork, personality. The candidate also get an opportunity to ask questions about the companies and job. There may be multiple interview rounds such as HR round, technical round, group discussion, panel interview. So let's understand this by example. Suppose Priya applies for marketing executive position. During interview, she is asked how she could convince customer to buy a new product. Her answer demonstrate her communication and sales skill. So next step, that is sixth step, is checking the references. Before making a final decision, company verifies the information provided by the candidate. HR may contact previous employer, college or university, or professional references. Purpose is to verify work experience, behavior, professional ethics, performance, which helps to ensure that the candidate has provided accurate information. For example, suppose Rahul claimed he worked at Infosys for 3 years. So what HR will do? HR will contact Infosys to verify his employment detail before ensuring the offer later. The seventh step is medical examination. Many organizations require candidate to undergo health checkup. The purpose is to ensure that the candidate are physically and mentally fit for the job. Medical examination are important in the industries like airlines, defense, manufacturing, railways. The healthy employees are generally more productive and take few sick leaves. For example, before joining the Indian Railway, selected candidate undergo mandatory medical fitness examination. Next is final selection. It is last step. The candidate who successfully completed all the previous stages receive an offer letter or appointment letter. Appointment letter usually includes job designation, salary, work location, joining date, company policies, terms and condition. Many organizations initially appoints employee on basis of prohibition period. After satisfactory performance, they become permanent employee. Some companies also require employee to sign non-disclosure agreement to protect confidential company information. For example, suppose Neha is selected by HDFC Bank. She receives an employment letter mentioning her salary, joining date, work location, and prohibition period. After accepting the offer, she officially becomes the employee of that particular bank. So, the selection process helps organization to choose the most suitable candidate among the many applicants. It involves a series of carefully planned steps starting from preliminary interview and ending with final selection. A fair and systematic selection process ensures that right person is placed at right job, improving employee performance and conducting the overall success of organization. So in the previous slide we learned about meaning, definition and selection process. Now let's understand selection method. Selection method are the different techniques that organization uses to evaluate job applications before making a final hiring decision. In the simple word, selection method helps company to identify right person for the right job. Every organization wants employee who have right knowledge, skills, attitude and personality. Therefore, HR manager uses different method to understand whether the candidate is suitable for the job or not. There are various selection method. So let's discuss each one by one. The first method used in selection process is application form and resume. Whenever a company announces job vacancy, interested candidates submit their application form or resume. A resume is a short document that provides information about the candidate's education skills, work experience, achievements, certification, and contact detail. While application form is a standardized form provided by organization that candidate fills with their personal and professional information. These are the first tool used by HR department to collect basic information about applicant. From this document, HR manager can understand education qualification, technical skill, work experience, certification, achievements, language known, contact details. After receiving these details, HR decide whether the candidate should move towards the next stage of selection process or not. This process is called as screening. For example, suppose TCS advertise a vacancies for job developer. Around 1500 applications are received for that particular position. So HR department first check every resume. The candidate who have BE or BTech degree or programming language and relevant skills are shortlisted. Candidate who does not meet the criteria are rejected. So resume act as a first filter in selection process. Now, why are the application forms and resume important? This helps organization to save time, screen candidate quickly, compare application easily, shortlist suitable candidate and reduce unnecessary interviews. So therefore, application form and resumes are the starting point of every selection process. Now, the second method is most popular selection method, that is interview. An interview is a face-to-face or online conversation between employer and the candidate. The main purpose of interview is to understand whether the candidate is suitable for the job or not. During the interview, employee evaluate by the employer on various communication skills, technical knowledge, confidence, personality, problem solving ability, behavior, attitude, ability to work in a team. An interview also gives a candidate an opportunity to ask questions about company and job. So it is two-way communication process. For example, imagine a company is recruiting marketing executive. During the interview, HR manager asks questions like, tell me about yourself, why do you want to join our company, how would you convince a customer to buy a product, how you will handle difficult situation. Based on candidate answer, confidence, communication skill, and interviewer decide whether the candidate is suitable for the job or not. There are different type of interview, but one of the most effective is structure interview. A structure interview means every company asks the same set of question and answer are evaluated using same scoring system. Because every applicant is just using same criteria structure and interview for fair, consistent, less bias and more reliable results. These help organization to predict job performance more accurately. On other hand, in unstructured interview, the interviewer asks different question to the different candidate without any fixed format. This may lead personal biasness and unfair evaluation. Therefore, most of the organization today prefer structured interview. Now let's move towards the third selection method, which is pre-employment test. Many students think that interview alone are enough to select the right candidate. But in reality, interview only shows how candidates speak and present themselves. To understand candidate actual abilities, organization conduct pre-employment test. These tests help employer to measure a candidate's skills, intelligence, personality and job knowledge in fair and objective manner. So let's understand what is pre-employment test. Pre-employment tests are standardized tests conducted before offering a job. The word standardized means that every candidate is given same question at same time and the evaluation method is also same. This makes selection process fair and unbiased. This test help organization to understand how the candidate is, how intelligent the candidate is, whether the candidate has required technical knowledge, whether the candidate is having good skills, whether the candidate behave in a good manner or not, how the candidate behave in different situation, whether the candidate is suitable for the job or not. In the simple word, pre-employment test helps company to choose most suitable candidate based on ability, not just on interview performance. So the first type of pre-employment test is cognitive ability test. This test measures the person's reasoning ability, logical thinking, problem solving, analytical ability, understanding, etc. These steps help employer to predict how well the candidate will perform at the work. Next test is personality test. The second type of pre-employment test is personality test. Every employee has a different personality. Some people are confident, some are patient, some are creative, some are excellent team player. Personality help employee to understand the behavior qualities. Its major personality traits: behavior, attitude, emotional stability, leadership quality, teamwork, communication style. The purpose is to check whether the candidate will fit in the organization culture or not. Third type is aptitude test. Many students confuse aptitude test with intelligence. Remember, intelligence tells what you know today. Aptitude tells how quickly you can learn tomorrow. Aptitude test measure learning ability, numerical ability, verbal ability, logical reasoning, analytical thinking, etc. These check how easily a candidate can learn new skills or adjust in a new situation. The fourth type is job knowledge. Unlike aptitude test, these tests measure what candidate already knows. They check whether the candidate has required technical knowledge and practical skills for the job. These tests are mainly used for experienced candidate or technical position. So fourth selection method is work sample and stimulation. In this method, candidates are asked to perform real or similar job related tasks before they are hired. Instead of only asking questions during the interview, the organization give candidate a practical work to perform. This helps employer to see the candidate performing a real working situation. In simple words, work sample means show me what you can do instead of only tell me what you can do. This method is considered very reliable because performance is just based on actual work. Fifth type is assessment center. Despite its name, assessment center is not a building or a office. It is a systematic process where candidates participate in different activities designed to evaluate their ability. Assessment center are mainly used for checking managers. Sorry, assessment center are mainly used for selecting managers, team leaders, supervisors, and senior executive. During the assignment center process, candidate perform several activities. Now, what are those activities? These are group discussion, business presentation, case study analysis, role play, leadership activities, in-basket exercise, problem solving test. Instead of one interview, multiple assessors observe the candidate and evaluate their performance. These provide a complete picture of candidate knowledge, leadership skill, communication skill, teamwork, and decision making ability. Sixth selection method is reference and background verification. After the candidate clears the interview and test, organization verify whether the information provided by the candidate is correct or not. This process is called as reference and background check. Now let's understand the important topic, that is key factor influencing selection decision. Whenever a company selects employee, it doesn't choose the candidate randomly. Many factors affect the final hiring decision. These factors are mainly divided into two types, that is internal factor and external factor. Now, what are internal factors? Internal factors are which are the factor inside the organization, and there are different internal factors. Let's see each one by one. The first factor is job requirement. Every job needs different skills and qualification. For example, company hiring software developer will check programming skills, while the company hiring sales executive will focus on communication and convincing skill. So nature of job decides what kind of candidate should be selected and which selection method to be used. The second factor is organization policies. Every company or organization has its own recruitment and selection policies. Some policies follow very strict hiring process with multiple interviews and tests, while other may have simple process with only one interview. These policies helps to maintain fairness while selecting the employee. Third factor is organization culture. Organization culture means the company's value, work environment, and way of working. Organization or a company prefer the candidate who fit for their culture. So the fourth factor is budget and resources. Every organization has fixed budget for the recruitment and selection. The company has to decide how much money and time can be spent to hire an employee. The selection method are simple and inexpensive, while others require more money and resources. Next, fifth factor is size of organization. The size of organization also affect how the employees is selected. Large organizations usually have separate HR department, structure recruitment process, multiple interview rounds, in written test, background verification, while on other hand, small organizations usually have limited HR staff, less budget, faster hiring process, or one or two interview round. So we have understood the internal factors influencing selection decision. These factors help organization to decide how the candidate is selected for the particular job. So now let's focus on external factor influencing selection decision. External factor are the factor outside the organization that affect how companies select the employee. Unlike internal factor, company cannot fully control all these factors. However, these factors should be considered while making hiring decision. So let's understand each factor one by one. The first factor is supply and demand. It is also known as labor market condition. This simply means that how many qualified candidates are available in the job market compared to number of job vacancies. If many qualified candidates are available for the job, company can be more selective. They can conduct multiple interview tests and choose the best candidate. If the candidates are few, then company need to hire them faster. For example, suppose a company is hiring accountant. If 500 candidates apply for the vacancy, then company will conduct written test interview and select best candidate. But if the company is hiring artificial intelligent engineer, only 5 qualified candidates are applied for that particular position. So what company will do? It will go for simple selection process and hire them quickly. So the labor market decides the selection process. So labor market directly affect on selection process. The second step is or second factor affecting external factor is legal and regulatory environment. Every organization must follow government rules and labor laws while selecting the employee. Company must ensure that the selection process is fair, transparent, free from discrimination and equal for all candidates. They cannot reject someone because of gender, religion, caste, age, disability unless the law specify allow it for that particular job role. Company must also protect the personal information of that particular applicant. For example, suppose two candidates have same qualification. The company cannot select one candidate simply because of gender or religion. Selection should be based on skill, qualification, and job performance, not on personal background. Following labor law helps organization to maintain fairness and avoid legal problem. The third external factor is technology. Today, technology has completely changed the recruitment and selection process. Many organizations use artificial intelligence, online aptitude tests, video interviews, applicant tracking system, online assessment. This technology saves both time and money. This also makes the selection process faster and more efficient. Nowadays, many companies can conduct interview through platforms like Microsoft Teams, Meets, and Google Zoom. Example, imagine you apply for the job in another city. Instead of traveling for the interview, you can attend the interview online from your home using laptop and mobile. This make hiring easier for both company and the candidate. Technology has also become useful for remote jobs where employee work from home as well. The fourth factor is employer brand or goodwill. Employer brand means reputation or the image of a company in the job market. In the simple word, it is what people think about the company as a workplace. If the company has good reputation, many talented candidates want to work there. For example, think about the companies like Google, Microsoft, Tata. Many students dream of working in this company because of their good salary, career growth, employee benefits, positive work environment. Since thousands of people apply, the company can select the best candidate. On other hand, if the company has poor reputation, fewer people apply. As a result, company has fewer options while selecting the employee. The fifth factor is competition. Competition means other companies are also looking for the talented employee. Every company wants skilled and experienced people. If another company offer higher salary, better incentives, flexible working hour, work from home opportunities, career growth opportunities, then candidate prefer that company. Suppose a company offers salary of 30,000 per month. Company B offers same job with 40,000 per month plus medical insurance and work from home option. Which company will most of the candidate choose? Of course, the most of the people will go for B company because it offer better benefits. Because of this competition, company A may have to improve their salary package and employee benefit to attract the candidate. So remember, recruitment brings candidate to the organization, but selection helps to choose the right candidate for the right job. Good selection process save times, reduce hiring mistake, and help organization to build strong workforce. Thank you so much for watching this lecture. I hope today's topic selection process, selection methods, factor influencing selection decision is now easy to understand. If you found this lecture helpful, please like this video, share it with your friends and classmates, and subscribe to my channel for more easy to understand lectures on the human resource management. And don't forget to click bell icon so you will be notified when new lecture is uploaded. If you have any question or doubt, feel free to write them in the comment section. I will be happy to answer them. Thank you once again for your valuable time and support. Keep learning, keep growing, and keep believing in yourself. See you in next lecture. Thank you and have a wonderful day.